is Benjamin Kalu'S, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Arise.
From the hallowed chambers, his voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Ozita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben Kalu's mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, as well as his position on national issues. Ben Kalu's mandate airs on Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, and Real 99.1 FM every Tuesday by 10:30 a.m. Ben Kalu's mandate, gains of quality representation. Yes, every week on this station, we highlight the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives. That's the lower chamber of the 9th National Assembly. He's also the chairman of the House Committee on Media and Publicity, the spokesperson of the House. Bridging the gap between the Parliament and the people is Ben Kalu's mandate, a weekly engagement of the member representing Bende Federal Constituency with the good people of Abia State. My name is Michael Oni. The program runs on Flow FM, Vision Africa Radio, Real FM, Family Love FM, ABN Online Radio, and TV. Representative Benjamin Kalu of Bende Federal Constituency is joining us virtually today. Glad to have you join us on Ben Kalu's mandate.
Thank you, Michael, for having me again today. And Abians, I'm always happy to be here to have an interactive section with you, especially my own constituent from Bende Federal Constituency. I pray that God will bless all leaders who are in various positions with wisdom to be able to administer good governance to the people, right from the local government to the state to the federal government. The task of governance is not easy, but with God, everything will be able to move smoothly to deliver to the people the dividends of democracy, which was the reason they all elected us into a position of authority. God bless you.
All right, thank you. Let's begin with some national issues now. It was your first outing. Allow me cast the mind of our listener back to the first motion you raised at the floor of the National Assembly, that's the House of Representatives.
Is Benjamin Kalu, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. I rise under Order 8, Rule 4, matters of urgent public importance, to present a motion on the urgent need to combat life and property threatening flood and erosion that has swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Ozita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. I want to plead with honorable colleagues. This is our colleagues' first outing, and I think it's important that we work together to make our first outing a good outing. To put it simply.
All right, let me just stop there. The Federal Executive Council approved 16.04 billion naira ecological fund projects across 12 states of the Federal Capital Territory for soil erosion, flood, and pollution control interventions. And that was made known by Femi Adesina, the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, last week, Wednesday, while addressing pressmen after the Federal Executive Council meeting. Among the said projects for implementation is the one from your constituency, the one you raised a motion for on your first outing. I don't know how you feel about this, and bring us up to speed the details of this particular approval by the presidency, release of funds actually. And this approval is coming 2 years after your first motion at the 9th National Assembly.
Yeah, thank you, Michael, for refreshing our memory with that particular first outing. It took a lot of guts as a new member to stand in the midst of 360 members to push a motion that reflects the needs of your people on the first day as the first motion that the Speaker of the Ninth Assembly will be having. Then they got the first gavel. You know, it was of the National Assembly, and it's a thing of honor to say that Bende and the needs of Bende people got the first gavel of the Ninth National Assembly. And it was not easy, to be honest. It took me days to practice what I was going to say. It took me a lot of prayers for boldness and courage to stand there. And many people were wondering, this new member, who gave him the guts? How can he on the first day be addressing issues about his constituency when some of us who are old members have not even mentioned ours? Who told him that he can do that? But you know what? Because I carried on my shoulder the burden of my people. That burden was too much, and a burning desire in my heart was unquenchable by the nays in the house. So I stood there. I refused to sit until the Speaker called them to order and said they should listen to this. And then, I had to push it through again, and the yes now had the day. So finally, I got the positive gavel of the House for the problem of our people. Did it stop there? No. One thing with the assignment the Bende people have sent me to carry out is once you speak all the grammar, you need to follow it with work. It's not just the talk. So I immediately started looking out to the various agencies mentioned on that motion and had meetings with them and started pushing it. It was a journey of 2 years. It would have been 1 year, but in the parliament there is seniority. I was asked to, wait for my senior colleague, Honorable Nkiru Onye-Joshua's own, who amended my motion on that day and added the gully erosion in her place to my motion for them to service her own first. And I said, fair enough. I mean, she has been there long enough to deserve the respect. And I asked them I'm willing to step my own down. So Mpa waited for extra 1 year. That is why this second year, it has gone through Federal Executive Council. Okay. And with the support of everyone, it has pulled through. It is very interesting because it's not going to be for one community. It's going to be for about 5 communities.
I was going to ask you on that, the details.
If you see the map of that particular construction, you'll be very impressed that it's going to include a bridge, all-important bridge along that axis, and it's going to include about 11-kilometer road. It's not a small construction. It's a big, major construction. I told somebody that even if that is the only thing I achieve in this, my first tenure, I'll be a fulfilled person because people within that axis have been in their need. And one of them, a major stakeholder, said when he was not supporting me, I asked him why. He said, we want to send somebody who will be able to bring dividends of democracy to our people. I laughed. And I said, if only this man understood how much needs analysis I've done about my people and how passionate I am about my people, he will support me. But today, he's the one shouting on the rooftop of how efficient I have been in representing the people of Bende Federal Constituency. We are trying to balance this infrastructural development in the Federal Constituency. You will recall that recently 12 billion as well was approved from Omaya to Aruchukwu. And it's one of the biggest federal government projects in Abia State. And I thank God for making it happen in my time. And I am fulfilled, to be honest. I am fulfilled that I did not come here to waste the time of Bende people. I have great men in Bende, and if you are representing them, you must do great things for them to recognize you.
Representative Benjamin Kalu, beyond the approval now, and of course, we're waiting for disbursement. Of course, the money needed for that has been approved with the 12.04 billion naira approval given by the Federal Executive Council yesterday. How soon are we going to see the contractors on site? And I know that will also put more smiles on the faces of your constituents.
I can assure you that the fund is ready. I can assure my people in Abia that the fund is ready, and it's not going to be what you see on literature, on paperwork, and it ends there. Very soon, I'll be there with the contractors because they have gone through the procurement process.
Okay.
I don't know the contractor as we speak. I don't know, and I'm not interested in knowing. All I'm interested is let the job be done to the satisfaction of my people. But one thing I can guarantee them is that I will watch the work of the contractor like a hawk. And any mistake, I'll be supervising that project myself. Any mistake, I will raise an alarm. So that's I can guarantee. So the next thing is to come and for the groundbreaking ceremony, where the traditional rulers, all the stakeholders will be invited to be a fanfare to just kickstart it. And I can assure them also that it will not last long. Once we start it, from the beginning to the end, work will not stop there until the job is finally done.
All right, let's move on now. I'm sure your constituents will also add their voices to this particular topic when we throw the lines open. It is still Ben Kalu's mandate. Let's move on now. We've been speaking with Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu of Bende Federal Constituency. You mentioned on the last edition of Ben Kalu's mandate that you're representing the president in a neighboring state, Imo State to be precise, and the event took place on the 9th of July, last week, Friday. Commissioning and handing over of the flood, erosion and gully menace project at the Federal Polytechnic in Nekede. I understand that this is one of the 9 ecological projects approved by the president for the first and the second quarter of 2019. How was the outing, being the president for a day? And also, are we expecting more of this?
Yes, it actually felt good to be the president in Imo State for a day. It felt good. It felt good.
Okay.
To be the number one citizen and to be treated like the number one citizen, to be addressed as Mr. President. It was an honor to bend the people. I promised Bende people when I was campaigning that they were going to be represented fully. They will be visible to the whole nation. And our visibility has reached the point where the number one citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, insisted that I must be the one to represent him in another state, in an Igbo state, for the commissioning of a project that he funded. What an honor for Bende people. The trophy belongs to my people, Bende people. That is an acknowledgement by Mr. President to Bende people that they made the right decision. If President can send you to represent him, it means that you're a good ambassador. He has seen that you're a good ambassador for your people, that you can also represent him. And I can assure you after that representation, there have been a lot of accolades coming from the presidency on how I was able to manage it, on how I was able to represent the president. By tomorrow, I'll be laying, after the Federal Executive Council, I'll be laying the report before the presidency about my visit to Imo State. The formal report will be laid. I was just communicated this morning before this interaction. If the people have gotten to the point where they are interacting with Mr. President and Mr. President loves what they are doing, it means that what we're doing is right. And people have always asked me, why is this happening? It appears that the political promotion or upliftment is coming back to back. It's because I came here with God. People don't know that people like Reverend Dr. Omokpai blessed me before this journey and told me how this journey was going to be. Many don't know that the new vibrant man of God known as Jerry Eze prayed with me for 4 to 5 days, waiting and praying and asking God for wisdom and his blessing. So I'm not surprised that I came here with the glory of God, and it can only get better. And you know what? When God is with you, nobody can stand in front of you. Many people can strategize to pull you down, but they will not succeed. because God is with you. So I came to represent the people with the mantle from heaven. And that is why he's breaking the rules, he's opening doors, and he's causing his glory to be seen. Not Benjamin being glorified, but God himself being glorified. And it is for the betterment of my people. And the Bible says when the righteous is in authority, the people rejoice. My interest is to keep on being on the path of righteousness so that my people will always have that rejoicing that God has promised in his word. When there is a word, the Bible says that believe the words of the prophet and it shall be well with you. These two prophets I mentioned now, the old generation and the new generation combined, Jeriezer of the new generation, Reverend Dr. Mukpai of the old generation, their prophecy was direct, that the crown was upon my head and I should go there and represent God and nothing can stop it. And then the people will rejoice. Has been fulfilled within just 2 years. And I'm hoping that we can only move from glory to glory, the interest for the interest of my people in the federal constituency. So it's not about politics alone. Okay. It is about the spiritual aspect of it. Because I'm a child of God, and I believe that when you go with God, God will go with you, and the road will be smooth for the people you are leading.
Okay, let me get your opinion on some other national issues. The front banners of major newspapers in Nigeria yesterday, Monday, bore a picture of an individual with a sealed mouth, information blackout. And it read with a caption that ran with the picture, "It's not just against the media, it's about society's right to know, your right to be heard." Several major newspapers in the country. And the message is a joint release from the Nigeria Union of Journalists, the Nigerian Guild of Editors and Newspapers Proprietors Association of Nigeria. This is an advertorial against media regulations. The media regulation bills being considered at the National Assembly. And the bills are the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission Act Amendment Bill, the Nigerian Press Council Act Amendment Bill. Representative Benjamin Kalu, we are worried. Members of the Fourth Estate of the Rim are worried. Nigerians are also worried. Is there an attempt to gag the media?
Thank you very much, Michael, for raising this issue. I was on television station channels yesterday. If you watch politics today, if you didn't watch it, go to their website. You will see my contribution when I debated with the chairman of the Nigerian Newspapers Proprietors Association, Dr. Yusuf. My position on this issue remains that to gag the media will be against the provisions of our legislative agenda, which stated that media should not just be seen as a tool for dissemination of information, but as a strategic tool for nation building. Okay. Which is our mantra. We said it's a joint task that everybody should come on board. Let's build a nation. The media is seen as a very important tool to build the nation. And therefore, the position of the House has always been, and which was also re-echoed by the Speaker of the National House Assembly and House of Rep yesterday during the media award, where he said, any attempt to silence the media, to gag the media, would never be supported by him or his leadership or the House that he's leading. And on the basis of that, I want Nigerians to know that when a bill has passed through second reading, it doesn't mean that that bill has passed through the House and assented to by the House. It means that the general principles of the bill have been adequately canvassed by the proposer of the bill. Nigerians should not expect us, just like they don't want us to gag the press, they should not expect us to gag the members of the National Assembly who have one or two bills to present. If they do, how are we going to be able to know which one is a good bill and which one is a bad bill? And does the proposal from a member of the House on what he thinks should be done to amend the bill represent the position of the House? The answer is no. There is still the whole 9 years of lawmaking. It's been referred to the committee, and the purpose of referring it to the committee is for them to have a more in-depth analysis of the propositions by the proposer of the bill. Things will be removed, things will be rejected, some things will be accepted. And there is a room for public hearing. We are stakeholders, like those who are running the campaign at the moment, will be given the opportunity to bring out their opinion, which we wish to aggregate and also tailor into the piece of legislation that we are putting together to put a good legal framework for the sector. The question becomes, are we in need of regulating this sector? The answer is yes, because you have seen the dangers of fake news, information overload, information underload, misinformation, which has always led to assumptions against the government or assumption even against the citizens of the country. Because once you misdirect the general public with wrong information, you create a gap in the national loyalty and cohesion that every government needs in order to produce or provide good governance. So we want to watch against that. Is it the best practices? It is the best practice all over the world that a practice code be put in place for the media. And such practice code, should it be done only by statutory bodies? The answer is no. It includes the incorporation of the varied opinion of stakeholders in that particular sector to be able to know where it pinches them most and how to suit their pain. Remember that if there is no need to regulate the media, there will be no general legal principles that defend the general populace. You will see some of those general principles as it pertains to libel, as it pertains to defamation of character. All this has to do with the media. So
Yes, it is pertinent at this point to make a clear distinction between gagging and regulation for easy understanding of this subject. You said it's not about gagging, but it's about regulating the existing laws that we have in place. So what is the distinction between this, the gagging of the media and the regulation of the existing laws, regulation of the media rather?
Without regulation, no sector will be productive in line with government objectives. Without regulation, people will become deviants. Norms are there to make people to conform. And the more conformity that we have in our society, the more sanity we bring to the society, which enhances growth. A situation where anybody can do anything that he wants to do will lead to chaos. And that is what laws are there to achieve in any sector. All over the world, that you put laws, legal frameworks in place to be able to regulate and manage the activities in that sector does not mean that you are gagging them. Gagging means silencing them, like the picture they posted on the front pages of the newspapers. Gagging means, shutting their mouth. Gagging means you are not allowed to speak up. You are not allowed to say things as they are. Is that what the regulations are, up to? Is that what the regulation want to achieve? The answer is no. What the regulation want to put together with the stakeholders in the sector is to put a legal framework that will help them monitor the activities, both the old commands and the newcomers into the industry. And if they have put a self-regulating measures, in place, there may not be need for all this. That's why I say it shouldn't only come from statutory bodies. The experts in the field also have a role to play.
Okay.
But if we are going to do this, without the participation of the stakeholders, then it will mean that it is a draconian move. But in this case, we are saying that you are You should see this as a platform to ventilate the opinion of the sector on how they want to be regulated, on how it will achieve the desire of global best practices. It is for you to come and canvass your opinion on that. A platform is going to be created. Make use of it. I assured Nigerians yesterday on the commitment of the House to involve the stakeholders in the formation, in the dotting the I's and crossing the T's of this piece of legislation. Therefore, there is no need to be afraid. There's no need to raise the kind of alarm and campaign that we are hearing that is all over the place. But all the same, we appreciate the leaders of this campaign because they have raised the advocacy that we needed to be able to get the consciousness of people with regards to our public hearing that will be coming up on this issue.
All right.
I wish this has been the way they attended to other pieces of legislation that we are doing for Nigerians.
All right. One will be asking, is it not duplication because we have existing laws? For example, the Cybercrime Act 2015, although we are still contending that, and a lot of people have been successful in suing others for libel on information published on social media, and also the law on sedition. These are some of the existing laws put in place already, checking the activities of journalists in the country. So one will be asking, are we not duplicating all these laws and having it spread around with this amendment in the National Assembly?
No, we are not duplicating any laws. We are not creating new laws. The BCN has been existing before now. The PCN also has been existing before now. And all we are doing with this law is to look at the possibility of amending 10 sections of this particular Press Council Act. And it's section 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, thereabouts. So when you put it together, it's about 10 sections that they want to review. But like I said, in doing that, because there is no perfect law anywhere, and the society is dynamic, as we progress as a society, we'll begin to look at gaps created by the activities of citizens and see if there's a way to tailor our laws to be able to bridge those gaps. These have been identified in that particular piece of legislation by the proposer of the bill. It is not yet the position of the House. It is a mere proposal that is yet to go through committee screening. Are you aware that the committee could screen that proposal and come back to the House and say, no, we cannot waste the money of the citizens on public hearing. These ones, they are not weighty enough for amendments. Or they could say, yes, let's go for public hearing, let's get the opinion of the public. And when they put the opinion of the public together and they find out that there is still something lacking, they cannot proceed, they can advise the House to drop the bill.
Okay.
This is a long process. So let's not heat up the polity with all these assumptions and bullying the parliament online, slicing the parliament with the pages of their newspaper. That's not nation building. They should use the platform we are creating, public hearing, to canvass and ventilate their ideas. Parliamentary work is not done on the pages of newspaper and on the screen of television.
All right,
we're inviting them. They should honor that invitation.
We're going to take a break now, and when we return, we will continue the conversation. It is Ben Kalu's mandate, of course, the weekly engagement of Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu of Bende Federal Constituency with the good people of Abia State. Not only Bende Federal Constituency now, good people of Abia State and beyond Abia State also, as we cover beyond Abia State. When we return after the break, we talk about politics, We talk about some other issues, of course, as far as his representation is concerned at the National Assembly. Stay tuned.
Is Benjamin Kalu'S, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. I rise
from the Kalu'S chambers. His voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Uzita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu'S, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben Kalu'S' mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu'S, as well as his position on national issues. Ben Kalu'S' mandate airs on Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, and Real 99.1 FM every Tuesday by 10:30 a.m. Ben Kalu'S' mandate, gains of quality representation. All right, thank you very much for staying tuned. It is still Ben Kalu'S' mandate, of course, on several radio stations in Abia State, the second edition for the month of July. And we've been speaking with Representative Benjamin Kalu'S on several national issues, of course, as it borders on his representation at the National Assembly. Now, let's move on to some other issues now, of course. You've been exceptional, according to some of your constituents that, of course, they've attested to that on this program at the House of Representatives in just 2 years. And just yesterday, you were awarded by the House of Representatives Press Corps. We would like to know what gives you the unusual zeal and passion to work so hard, of course, in representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency, and the award you received from members of the press yesterday.
Yeah, the press is our number one critics. They monitor us, the investigators, and they close to our faces what we are doing well or what we are not doing well. So for the press to come together, 81 different media platforms to come together and said, we have observed you for these 2 years. You are the most vast and innovative legislator of the year. To be vast means that I have a broad spectrum of knowledge about what happens in the National Assembly, about what happens in the various committees, because I address most of the issues when they come up from the point of knowledge, and they appreciate that too. For accessible and items of the House of Representatives, the innovation I bring on board make their life easy in the work they are doing with the National Assembly, and they've also watched how I work with my constituency, the innovation that we brought during the COVID, all the things we did during the COVID era, how we train workers, how we did literatures and distributed, how we did billboards, and how we put about 3 vehicles on the road, how we put washing containers around the federal constituency, how we distributed food, how we went from house to house, no matter how little the gift was, to show people love. And also saw how we created what we call the Bende Congress. Bende Congress was where we had people from all walks of life and all parts of the world logging in as long as you're a Bende man to discuss issues that we couldn't discuss because of protocol of COVID, social distancing. And so they monitored all these things, and they saw that it's innovation that has shifted the tradition and it is productive both for them and for my constituents. And also the innovative ways with which I appeal to stakeholders for projects to come to the federal constituency. They saw it as something new and they were impressed. And so yesterday, they gave me the award. It was handed over by the speaker himself under the watch of the governor of Bayelsa State of Kano State House to appreciate me for the work I'm doing. And in the words of the speaker, he said, "Benjamin, we appreciate all that you do for us. And believe me, it's a lot of sacrifice, because when others are sleeping, you are reading to be able to know what is happening in all the 106 committees. It's not an easy job. But the benefit of it is that it keeps me on top of on issues that affect the National Assembly. And it's to the benefit of many people as well."
All right. Okay.
So I'm grateful, and I dedicate that award to those who voted for me. And when I say those who voted for me, they were not only APC that voted for me. PDP voted for me. Abga voted for me. SDP voted for me. I can assure you that. So I'm representing the full band of people. And also there are people who don't belong to parties who voted for me. So this award is for you, and more will come.
Okay, let's talk about your representation at the National Assembly now. We understand how much you're pushing Abia to be at the limelight, especially at the federal level, of course, with your representation and, of course, your liaison with the federal government, being a member of the APC. What is your working relationship with the Abia state government and the level of cooperation you're getting from home, especially from the state government?
Yeah, I must say, I made a promise to the state that once the election condemned me, but I actually don't care. A man should be remembered for one thing. I want to be remembered as a person who was interested in good governance. I want to be remembered who said it the ways, but I said who had the fear of God. And who love the people. This position, happy people. I said, ABs, I should not put their people. I'm not going to be here forever. So again, as a citizen. So now the benefit that we're supposed to drive, we must always push for it together. It's a joint task. It's not just for the state. So I've been getting cooperation from the state government, especially the governor. I must say that. Anything I throw up, he gives me a listening ear. He makes an appointment with me, and we discuss. We don't discuss politics when I see him. I discuss mainly development, projects. What can we do together to make sure that more comes to our state? I love it to say, I want things to come to my state. But if I'm getting the level of support that I need, it's not yet 100%. I must say it's not yet 100%. I wish that it would be up to 100%. And why is it not 100%? Because of the people who also work around the government. And I'm going to be using this program now to call them out. You stay there and they blame everything on the state government. Who is state government? State government is not only in the governor's office. State government includes you that have been appointed to run one thing or the other. And you are failing in your duty. You are failing to be innovative. You are failing to address the needs of Abia people. Today, I'm going to call out one appointee of Governor Okezi Igbazo, who I have been calling for 1 week, and he has refused to pick his call. His name is Mr. Okechukwu. He's the GM of ABSIDA, Abia State Estate Development Authority. This is how I'm going to be calling all of you one by one. Those people who don't want to support and you hinder the progress of the state, I'm going to be using my program to call you out. What are you going to do? You're not going to do anything. I'm going to tell Abians that you are the one holding us from.
Why exactly are you calling him out on the program today?
Excuse me. I'm calling him out because I'm here working for working with the federal government and seeing opportunities. I spend money and time to look around to make sure that my aides bring out opportunities that will benefit my state. The state is not paying me for it. I see it as my own support to the government of the state. And then when I reach out to the agency that is in charge of that particular issue, and he takes 1 week or 2 weeks to answer my call and to relate with me, that is a disservice to both the state government and to Abia people. This man, Mr. or Dr. Kechuku, I have called him severally. He's the GM, Abia State Estate Development Authority. Are you aware that we have about 17 projects in housing that was approved for Abia State? Condominium, bungalows, and all the rest of them by federal government. Are you aware also that the first phase of this particular project has commenced and that the governor approved a piece of land for this particular development? The governor approved, but the documentation that is needed by the controller that is in Abia State in charge of housing to do this job has not come from this GM. Why is he holding it? Because if you build 17 different projects in housing in Abia State, there are a lot of people who are in civil service who will benefit from it. And also people will clap for the government of Okezie Igbazu and clap for the federal government that brought it. So every project, every federal government interest in my state that is being hindered or stopped by any agency of government in Abia State, watch out for Benjamin Okezie, because I'm going to be calling you out on this program. And very soon I will announce your number openly so that all Abians will be calling you and ask you why. Do you know Ebonyi State want to take our project? Are you aware Anambra State want to take our project? You know the reason? That there is no land. How can there be no land when I have massive land, even in my Bend, the federal constituency? And I've told the governor, if you don't have land, I have land. And this one, the governor has approved a piece of land for the construction of these 17 federal government projects that will accommodate a lot of Abians. And the GM is sitting on it. So after calling him out, I want him to take a very, good step towards reconciling this. And I hope I owe him no apology, because I've called him for 1 week, 2 weeks to discuss this, and he has refused to pick my call. The next, I'll pick another sector. By next week, I am going to be picking one by one all of you who are buying various agencies. That is representation. That is my own way of representing my state. If you are given a job to do, you should do it for the interest of the state, not for the interest of your party or just to please the governor. If governor has approved a land for the construction of a federal government project, why are you sitting on the documentation? You should release the documentation for the federal government to do their job.
All right, let's move on now to politics before we throw the lines open today on the program. It's been series of defection. Of course, alignment and realignment has started already for 2023. And someone defected from the People's Democratic Party to your party. That was just yesterday, right, Honorable Uzo Azubike. He was once in the House of Representatives, also House of Assembly. And of course, talking about politics, he's a stakeholder in Abia State. The news of the key personalities in the media defecting. What's your reaction to this? And we're asking again, are there still division in your party?
No, it's a very exciting news. A very exciting news. In fact, it has calmed my nerves from the disappointment from the GM of APSIDA. You see, truth be told, this gentleman that you mentioned is a very cerebral individual. I'm not sure if you have engaged Uzo Azubike before. He left his mark when he was here at the National Assembly. He was in charge of public petition. He took it to another level when he was there. These are the kind of quality men that we need in our party. For him to do his analysis and discover that the best place for him to contribute to the growth of our state and our nation is my political party platform. And many should join him. Many should follow him. And I'm expecting many to come on board. You see, when we say people go on social media and they throw stones at Benjamin Okezie, I've developed a thick skin to that. I will still use this opportunity to ask the number one citizen of the state, come over to APC. It doesn't matter how people describe it or define it and all the rest of them. We will achieve more when we work together. More people who want to join. The windows are open. The doors are open. Come over. There is a place for all of you in APC. Let us work together to build our state. On the issue of our faction, which faction? We don't have any faction in our party. Many people are talking about
Ikechi Emenike and what happened during the last general election.
Okay. High Chief Ikechi Emenike is a high-ranking member of our party. He's a member of our party. The things he's doing, recently he has achieved a lot for the party by making sure that Abians got beautiful positions in government. I've never met him before, except on the day I was going to represent the president. I think it was on Thursday. I met him at the airport. Somebody told me, that is High Chief Ikechi Emenike. I said, wow. I went to him and I greeted him as an elder statesman. I greeted him as a leader. I greeted him as a strong party man. And I thank him. He gave me his number. I sent him a message to thank him for always working hard to position the members of our state in federal government appointment. So I don't understand what people call faction. We have only one party in the state. I am not aware of any faction. Everybody's working together. Dr. Uchechukwu and his group, Dr. Alex Uti and his group,
all right.
High Chief Ikechi Emenike,
we have
Dr. Zokalo.
throw the lines
all of us
now.
are working together to make sure that we make our party great in the states.
The
That's
lines,
the only way we can take over Abia State.
the lines are
working
buzzing
together.
already. Let's just get reactions on the phone lines at this hour on Ben Kalu'S mandate. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. Please straight to the point so as to allow others. Thank you. Glad to have you join us. What's your name?
Hello.
Yes, go on. What's your name?
Yeah, good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Honorable Benjamin.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, it's Alvin. I'm calling you from Bender. Yeah, congratulations,
Thank you,
Honorable,
Alvin.
congratulations on your recent award. It's deserved. Honestly, you are really making us proud, and we are happy with what you are doing. I want to thank you again because last week we heard in the news money has been released for the some roads in part of Bender, your constituency, Bar area, and Dumimeni to be precise. On erosion control, improvement on internal roads, and the rest of them. So we are happy with that. It's a kudos, and we know that you have worked harder for those projects. Now we are still expecting the Omahi and Hafia Road. We learned that road has been awarded too. I don't know when work will commence on the road. Thank you very much, Honorable.
All right. Avan, thank you. Glad to have you join us. What's your name and your contribution? You're live on radio. What's your name and your contribution? All right, think we have to move on that one. Yes, can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you, Honorable. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm okay from Michigan.
Yes, go on. All right, thank you. Did you get that?
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the next caller. Glad to have you join us. What's your name?
Yeah, good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
My ever-ebullient representative, Honorable Benjamin Kalu. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Chief Ndubisi Wadneke, always from Mba. We are overjoyed. We have been celebrating you, and all those who have assisted you in the approval of this landmark project in our community. May God continue to guide you. May God bless you. May God shine anything that you lay your hands on. May God be your front and be your back. On the issue of Abseda's sabotage on federal government projects in Abia State, it's unfortunate. Very, very highly unfortunate. But I believe the general manager is not alone in that game. If the governor, who is the chief executive, who have given a piece of land for development in Abia State, knows that his appointee is dragging and did not do anything about it, then we should know where the blames come from. On your presentation of Mr. President in Imo State, we are not expecting less from you.
All right. Thank you very much, Chief.
We have three mafias in old Nigeria. They say Kaduna Mafia, Bende Mafia, and Ikene Mafia. My brother, right on.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Glad to have you join us. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Michael, good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you. My name is Wakwich. I'm representing from Operation Bende, LGA. My Honorable, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I want to say congratulations to their world. I thank God for you, for your policy.
Can you be louder, please?
Oh, sorry. Hello.
Yes, go on.
Okay. Honorable, sir, I believe there was a time I had a conversation with you a couple of days ago as regards to Okperenyi Road. Yes, I believe I got all that you said. And I pleaded with you that I would like to put you on this program so that you can explain to Ndo Okperenyi how far you've gone as regards to their road and what is actually holding that road. And I know very well that during the electioneering campaign program, you came on this station and I asked you some certain things as regards to Okperenyi Road. You told me that Okperenyi happens to be your second home. So for that reason, you will never leave Okperenyi people behind. Now, as it is, you're at the House of Rep, you've spent like 2 years there. What efforts have you been able to make so far as regards to Ndo Okperenyi so that they can be able to feel the impact of your representation as you have been doing to other people like Nkpa and all the rest of them? Please, the people of Okperenyi want to hear from you what is happening. Thank you and God bless you, sir.
All right, thank you, Wakwechi Debere. Let's take this so that you can respond to those questions with the limited time we have. Good morning, welcome. What's your name?
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
Honorable, I greet you, sir. My name is Mr. Chijoke. I am from but I reside in Bende Road. Well, I want to thank you for what you and Ecological has been doing for Abia North people and Abia State generally, because I have never witnessed a time like this where we have a good representative from a constituency like you and Ecological. We are celebrating you people, and I want you people to keep it on. Like also somebody like Ankiro Nyojosha, all of you are trying. And I want to respond to issue of Okperenyi. I believe that you will do something because Okperenyi belongs to Bende, and you are a man of integrity. I believe that you will do something. But I also want to call on Governor of Abia State and the Abia State government. Let them see what can do on the concern of Okperenyi. It's not only federal and calling Ecological and Mr. House of Rep member, but I want to Abia State government to intervene also because this Okperenyi belongs to Abia State, not only calling on Ecological and Ben Carlo.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us, especially concerning Okperenyi. Okay, let's allow the representative of Bende Federal Constituency to share his thoughts concerning those questions now, as of course, as you've asked them. It is still Ben Kalu's mandate, of course, the weekly engagement of Representative Benjamin Okeze Kalu on issues, of course, affecting Bende Federal Constituency. Yes, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. You can respond to those questions, please.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. The network was a bit hazy, but the ones I picked about 5 contributions. The Avan from Bende, my town. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Avan, I appreciate your kind words, and also with regards to the award, and I also want to assure you that the Bende Ecological road is going through the normal process. You know, one thing is for it to be captured in the budget, another one is for it to go through the procurement process, and then it will go back to the Federal Executive Council for approval, just like what has happened to this ecological project.
All right.
So be hopeful. Very soon it will be finalized and major work will start on that road. Not the one we are doing now with FEMA. What we are doing now with FEMA is to do palliative, to clean it up, to clean up the road so that it will be measurable. Like I showed last week, I'm going to start from Oniyan down to Maya area very soon. You'll see work will start there. We're just fine-tuning something. Now, on my very good friend and supporter, Chief Ndubisi from Mungba. Mungba people have been so grateful. Your heart of gratitude is amazing. You know, I've received calls from America, from London, from all over the world. Mungba people, they are really grateful to the federal government. Some of them are even saying because of this project, they are coming to, get our party membership. And I really appreciate you people. Yeah, you mentioned something about my calling out the head of an agency. Yes, I'll call him out again and again until he sits up and get the work done, because I cannot, under my watch, have people from Ebonyi and Anambra boast to me that project that was meant for my Abia state is now going to their state because we don't have land. Does Anambra state have more land than Abia? Ebonyi, they are dividing our project between Ebonyi and Anambra state because we don't have land. Just imagine the kind of insult it is to me, sitting here at the federal level with all my colleagues boasting. Again, no, I will not allow that to happen. Any agency that misfired, I am going to raise the issue. Now, on the issue of the next person called to commend me on the award, and I really appreciate that. The guy from Isialangwa, thank you for your kind word. Isialangwa South, God will bless you as well. Thanks for monitoring the work we are doing. It's for the whole Abia state.
All right.
Okureni Road, please. I have said it last time, and I'm saying it. And those who know me know that I walk the talk. I don't just talk and leave it there. This road has been captured in the project, and very soon, and 25% of it have been funded, and very soon the rest will come on board, and the contractors will move into site. I am sure it will happen this year, not next year.
All
so
right,
by the grace of God, let's keep praying and hoping that God will get it done for us. Any other question?
Uchechukwu Chikeze is saying you should remember Akoli Imenyi Road. Akoli, okay. Uchechukwu Chikeze is saying that you should remember Akoli Imenyi, Akoli Amankalu Road project. And Kanu Zomba is saying more grease to your elbow. And this one is coming from CYON, I believe it's... he's saying, right, Honorable, you are indeed an orator. You are doing great by clearing the activities, of course, by your activities in the federal house. I would like to ask, what is the house doing to address the ravaging unemployment status of the youth in the nation? I believe you'll be able to answer that next week because of our time. But we want to appreciate you. Thank you very much. And hopefully we will devote more time, because the lines are still very much buzzing here. We devote more time for callers on this program, Ben Kalu's mandate. Thank you very much, Representative Benjamin Okeze.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael, for always having me. And thank you, Abians. I do not take it for granted that you make out time to tune in from all over the world, even some people who go online to hook up to listen to what your representative have to say. It's an honor to have your representative speak to you on a weekly basis. That's one of the things they gave me an award for the innovation, to bridge the gap between my people and myself. And I can assure you, until I finish serving in this position, you will always hear from me. I will always update you. I mean, it's a show of humility that you can call me, ask me questions, and that I can come weekly to explain the activities of what I'm doing. Not self-serving, not blowing my trumpet, but to make sure that you are on top of the information with regards to what I'm doing here. God bless you, and God bless Abia State, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The program returns next week. My name is Michael Oni.